Hello everyone, my name is Brian Scalick, and today I will be presenting technologically mediated Lumia. So what we'll be focusing on today is I want to walk through some of the equipment and techniques that I've been using in my creation of Lumia, showing you the technology that allows for different ways to interpret inputs and data to drive the Lumia outputs, and also I'm going to break down a few select projects and walk through my thoughts behind them, and then what I did to derive the final output. So a little background on myself. I'm currently working out of Minneapolis, Minnesota in the United States. I'm really interested in both projection, interaction, and light art of all forms, and I'm really focusing now on how can I use old and new ways to create experiences in light through both collaborations with musicians and other artists. First, let's take a look at some of the equipment that I'm using. Okay, so let's talk shiny objects and light sources. My Lumia journey began when my girlfriend got a hold of some discarded pure silver film, basically a flexible mirror. It was with this film that I first noticed the incredible results that I could produce from bouncing light off of it. My light sources of choice have been cheap, focused, color-changing LEDs from Amazon and my short throw projector. To control the projected light, I use a VJ software called VDMX that runs through my MacBook Pro. With VDMX, I can take audio, video, and controller data and have that affect the output, and therefore my Lumia. I'll explain further in the coming examples. My first project with Lumia was entitled Aura Borealis. It was a public art display in a storefront window in downtown Minneapolis that ran throughout the winter. For this installation, I wanted the movement outside the window to affect the projected Lumia array inside. As people walked past, the Northern Lights-inspired Lumia would react to them, giving them the power to change how it looked. To achieve this, I ran a webcam of the city street into VDMX. In the program, I took the street and made it so that everything had a shifting blue and green tint to it, like the Northern Lights. From there, I added an effect that would cause movement to further distort the video feed and the Lumia sculpture. Let's see it in action. Now, I loved Sasquatch as a kid, so I was really excited to finally meet him in person. Moving on to my next example, I want to talk about my experience VJing with Lumia. I recently did a show with the artist shown here, Simone Smash It, and figured with her dream pop, space-centric style, Lumia would be an incredible addition to her performance, especially given the stage dimensions and projector location. For this setup, I actually used the same reflective surface from the previous installation, but modified my performance for the show. Using VDMX, I played curated and created clips that served as the color inspiration for the Lumia output you see behind her. I controlled the hues and speed of the clips through a MIDI controller and also drew Lumia structures live with a Wii remote. Let me show you. So in the video on the right, you can see the colors and shapes that I was creating after programming the Wii remote to move via pitch and roll positions of the controller and to adjust its color through a separate set of buttons. On the left, you see the produced Lumia output. It was nice because you can fill or leave sections and start completely over at any time you want. Plus, anyone can get the hang of it to create beautiful structures of their own, as I'll likely set up for my next interactive piece. Here's how the show went. as you can see, it was a really fun show and a great chance to both experiment and show Lumia art to more people. Although not as tech-oriented, I wanted to finish by showing a few other Lumia projects that I've worked on, like Lumia in the Wild. Here I take Lumia to where it's never gone before, the urban jungle. Using a deep marine cycle battery, I powered lights on the go and lit up the dark corners of Minneapolis with incredible light. I've also practiced reflecting light with dichroic film, so that you get even more vivid structures that have a natural gradient to them. I built what I call the Lumia Room, an immersive 360-degree setting where Lumia patterns are created randomly by the wind. And finally, the liquid light bar, a Lumia intervention where people control the output simply by setting their drinks down and disturbing the reflective film. It was a hit, to say the least. Well, thank you for checking out my use of technology as a means for creating Lumia. I hope you were inspired to use some of these techniques yourself or create your own. A big thank you as well to Trent Kim for inviting me to present my work today. If you'd like to know more about my experiments in light, feel free to reach out or stalk me on the internet. You can find me on Instagram at Inside Brian's Brain or on Facebook at my page Second Sight Visuals. Cheers!